Good morning to everyone watching this session of Parliament. The Delhi gang rape case in 2012 of December had a tremendous impact on public perception of the act. One of the accused in 2012 case was a few months younger than 18 years of age, and according to the Delinquency Act, he was tried in the juvenile court. This led to a lot of unease and furore in the country. In July 2014, Minister of Women and Child Development introduced a bill in the parliament that allowed 16-year-olds to be tried as adults for committing heinous crimes. The bill, also known as Juvenile Justice Act, was passed in Lok Sabha on 7th August 2015. We, the students of Delhi School of Excellence Manikonda, will in our session try to present our take of the discussions that must have happened in the Lok Sabha. Please sit back and enjoy the parliamentary proceedings.
Good morning, respected members of the Parliament. We shall now commence our session. I hope this session will be fruitful. I request the head of the ruling party, Mr. Taha, to introduce the bill.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Before we introduce the new bill in front of all the Honorable Members of Parliament, I request the members to stand in silence for a minute to pay respect to the brave daughter of India, whom we have come to know as Nirbhaya.
You all may be seated.
Honorable Speaker, today should mark this budget session of Parliament in the history of our country as a very special day for Beti, Bahu and children of our country. The pain that the nation felt after Beti Nirbhaya died is still echoing in our hearts, and the nation is asking for justice. I therefore put before the Chair amendment to the Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Act 2015. The law proposes to categorize crimes into three: petty offences with a maximum jail term of 3 years, serious offences with a prison sentence of up to 7 years, and heinous offences like rapes, murders and terrorism with a prison sentence of up to 7 years and above. In heinous offences, a juvenile above 16 years of age could be tried like an adult and even punished with life imprisonment or death penalty. Thank you.
Ms. Rutuja, please go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In support of this landmark bill, I wish to put forth in front of all my honorable colleagues that the crime rate in our country by children, especially in the age group of 15 to 18, is going up at an alarming pace. What is even more scary is that we've seen no remorse on the part of the offenders, no guilt for the crimes committed by them. Our entire society is at risk. I support the passing of the bill.
Ms. Asifa, please go ahead.
As a woman member of this house, I support the bill very strongly. The father of our nation wanted a country where a woman could walk out alone at 12 a.m. in the midnight without any fear. Where is the safety for a girl child? Where is the safety for a woman who is getting battered and abused in her own home, in schools, in colleges and on roads? अब समय आ गया है कि हम एक बहुत ही सख्त कानून बनाएं जिसे कोई भी ये ना समझे कि वह नाइंसाफी करके छूट जाए. I support the passing of the bill.
Now it's turn for the opposition. Mr. Kevin, your opinion please.
Miss Asifa, although I don't understand Hindi, I understood the sentiment of what you said. But you have to understand that the bill that has been put before the chair has a lot of ramifications. Reducing the age of juveniles from 18 to 16 years and trying them as adults for heinous crimes will have a lot of ramifications to the entire fabric of our society. Let us not forget that many of these juveniles that we are trying come from varied backgrounds, broken homes and socially, economically weaker sections of society. Our Juvenile Justice Board believes in trying them with compassion and makes effort to rehabilitate them. We need to introspect.
Mr. Afan, please go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I do agree that we need to look at the juveniles with compassion. But saying that majority of the juveniles come from weaker sections and troubled childhood is something that is far from the truth. It's the recent case where a teenager driving his BMW recklessly ran over a 32-year-old man to death. A boy from a poor home. What about the instance where a teenager slit the throat of another teenager to put off exams? Honorable Speaker, I must say that I support the bill. Thank you.
Mr. Dhanush, please.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for giving me an opportunity to voice my opinion. If I may add to my predecessor, we are talking about the instances where teenagers are out of their own free will taking up arms, insurgency and involving themselves in a terrorist act. If we go on treating all the juveniles by the same yardstick, there will be no checks in the society. I support the bill. Thank you.
Ms. Ragamutta, please give your opinion.
Old enough to do crime, old enough to do time. My honorable friends, let us not forget that there are many such Nirbhayas in our country. Only one Nirbhaya came to garner the public sympathy. How many more Nirbhayas do we need before we take some serious amendments to our existing bill? Aren't one Nirbhaya or one Disha enough for us to take in action? I support the passing of the bill.
Mr. Rishi, your opinion, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the chance to voice my opinion. We are talking about a system which will convert a juvenile who might have been rehabilitated into a hardened criminal. Even in most of the developed countries like the United States and the UK, where such serious offences are committed, there is still belief that given proper care, protection and vocational training, these children can be rehabilitated. Our primary goal should be reformation rather than punishment. Reformation that leads to gainful employment and these juvenile offenders becoming self-sufficient members of the society. We should therefore relook at the amendments before passing the bill.
I request the opposition leader to please give his opinion. Mr. Sankit Reddy, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Before passing Juvenile Justice Act, I would like to draw the attention of the chair to the statistics. That it has been noticed in 30% cases of the juveniles who were tried and convicted as adults have shown a higher recidivism rate due to the compulsory facilities available in adult homes. Also, according to Section 16 of the Act, the Juvenile Justice Board must first conduct an inquiry about the child, about the mental and physical state of the child before concluding if he or she can be tried for serious offences. We are opening the doors to misuse the Act, and there might be consequences of poor judging. Are we not depriving a child his or her right for rehabilitation by giving proper care in an adult home?
Ms. Suprita, your opinion, please.
Honorable Speaker, in my opinion, as members of Parliament, we should not be railroaded into making such drastic decisions that have serious ramifications. No doubt, offences are committed by juveniles from families that are not under the weaker sections or from families belonging to socio-economically backward classes. But if you look at the statistics, 56% of the juveniles committing crimes come from below poverty line or are illiterate or deprived of educational facilities. We cannot keep a tunnel vision based on few cases for which my sympathies are there and take decisions that will deprive a lot of children from well-being, right to education and self-sustenance.
Ms. Manya, your opinion, please.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Every child between the ages of 6 to 14 years has the right of free and compulsory education. This is stated as per the 86th Constitution Amendment Act via Article 21A. That is the Right to Education Act or the right of every child to free and compulsory education. Sam Harrison of the World Bank has pointed out that RTE is the first legislation in the entire world that has put responsibility on the government for attendance as well as enrollment. Therefore, to say that
Ms. Kirti, your opinion please.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for permitting me to share my opinion. The child in conflict with law cannot be tried in the criminal courts and should be produced before the Juvenile Justice Board chaired by a magistrate and 2 social worker members. The idea of having social workers on the Juvenile Justice Board is to handle the child with concern to his or future and to provide them with proper care. That is a clause that we are not asking to be amended. The bill rather proposes to try a juvenile as an adult with due consideration to all the above aspects. I support the bill.
Mr. Adarsh, your opinion please.
Honorable Speaker, we are not here to make examples out of 16 or 17-year-olds. We are here to guide them or show them the right direction. Juveniles' actions because of their age are not like that of an adult. Juveniles must be given consideration under the law, and the punishment should be tailored to development and reform. Instead of attacking them, let us attack the root cause of juvenile delinquency, a lack of moral education and standards. Let's definitely be tough on crime by rehabilitating and bringing sweeping reforms in the education sector. Therefore, I oppose the bill.
Ms. Divyanka, what do you think about the bill?
John Locke described minors as those lacking a certain amount of explanation and comprehension, because of which they are neither free as adults nor are they equal to them. The decisions made by minors are impulsive, rash, and most often accidental. Many instances, these children do not display any history of mental issues, which makes it incorrect for us to treat juveniles the same as adults, even for heinous crimes.
Mr. Jishnu, please give your opinion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I do agree that the Nirbhaya case cannot be condoned, nor the death of the 32-year-old street vendor, nor the bus children who died due to the anti-Padmanavat riots. But sending the juveniles who committed these crimes to adult facilities is not the answer. They will come out of the system even more damaged than before. We therefore should retain the law as it is and not reduce the age to 16 years, nor approve of harsher punishments or even death sentence.
Ms. Shahana, your opinion please.
Honorable Speaker, having heard the views and arguments in and against the Juvenile Justice Act 2015, I do agree to my friends from the opposition that there is recidivism after the juveniles come out of correction homes. And for this, we need to bring in more reforms to our correction homes and provide better vocational and moral training to them. It is also agreed that though ours is the first legislature that has taken up the accountability to free and compulsory education, but some more measures need to be taken in implementing the act so that very soon all the children under the age of 14 are getting access to education. But it then comes when a juvenile commits a crime that can be described as heinous. Being in sound mind, physically healthy, aware of consequences and not being repentant. It then caused that they be treated as adults. The time has come for us to ensure that there are no more Nirbhayas in this country and people's trust in the government and legislature is not lost. I request you to pass the bill to the upper house. Thank you.
After listening to all the members and giving due considerations, how many of you are willing to pass the bill?
Aye.
So, I recommend that the bill be passed to the upper house. Jai Hind.